All right, so this is the visual aid I chose to analyze. It is actually a JUPOS chart, is what it's called. And these charts are known to document the locations of various cloud features that are visible from Jupiter, and then it records their movements. So that's precisely what the lines of best fit through all these points is documenting. It's documenting the movements of various cloud features. So since all of these slopes are positive, we can kind of get that general trend from all of these lines of best fit. So the cloud features are moving at approximately 1 degree per day away from Jupiter in this case, relative to another system referenced in the research report, which isn't entirely relevant to understanding this visual. But then too, the points themselves represent the dark features of the clouds, and then the spaces between them represent bright spots. So particularly large spaces, especially ones without a line running through it, are particularly prominent bright spots. So then the gray band here, that's labeled gap, is denoting a gap in the wave train, a gap in the wave pattern. And since its slope is much steeper than the rest of the slopes of the lines of best fit, that indicates that this particular wave pattern is moving faster than the rest of the cloud features. And in fact, this isn't indicated in the visual aid itself, but it's moving at something called full wave speed. So I guess that's a drawback of this particular visual aid. We don't get a sense of the precise measurements from this image alone just by looking at it. We wouldn't know that the average movement of the regular cloud features is 1 degree per day and that this gap is moving at full wave speed. There's just no possible way we would know that from this data alone. And it's only more useful with the explanation or the text that's provided after this visual in the research report, because that precise information is not located in the image itself. And then also this image is going to be pretty overwhelming for a lay audience to digest because there are a lot of points and lines of best fit. It's just really overwhelming. So a lay audience may not even be encouraged to try to understand this image just because it's really a lot of data. But some things this graph does well is, well, the axes are well labeled. So for the horizontal, we get a sense that it's showing something over time. And then we get the longitude or the degrees per day at which the cloud features are moving. So a general idea of the graph can be gathered from this chart, but not these specifics as mentioned before. And then also the gap band highlighted here is, well, it's highlighted, so we get a sense that its pattern is distinct from the rest, so highlighting that was also a good choice. So yeah, I think those are the pros and cons of this chart.